So it finished at St James's Park last night. Newcastle United won, Manchester United won, and what a game it was. Had you asked me before the game would I have taken a point, damn right I would have. But as the game unfolded, it was clear that we had an opportunity to get three, but it wasn't quite enough. But what a performance. What a performance. And this should give the lads a lot of confidence moving forward. This is the review. Hi everybody, I'm Paul, back again, and as I said in the intro there, brilliant game of football last night, thoroughly enjoyed it, finished obviously 1-1, but like I said, as the game unfolded last night, it was clear that we had an opportunity to get 3 points. We just couldn't get there, with Cavani getting an equaliser 15 minutes from time. But what a performance. For once, we came out of that ground thinking, wow, Newcastle have actually given it a hell of a go. We've had an opportunity to win the game here, but we just couldn't get there. Every single player on that pitch last night gave 110% for the club, and it was so nice to see players playing for the badge. Playing for the badge, playing for the fans, playing for the manager. They were all in it together last night, and what a performance. It has to be said. Just brilliant. Now, when the team came out at 7 o'clock, me and a lot of other people thought, oh, Jesus Christ, this is going to be an absolute ass-whooping. You know, you look at the defenders. We had Dubravka obviously starting in goal. Right back was Emil Kraft back in the team again. Left back was Manquillo covering for that side this time. Fabian Schär was back in the side alongside Jamal Lascelles. You look at the midfield. We had John Joe Shelby back in there, Joe Linton, and, of course, Sean Longstaff, who many were surprised to see his name in there. And then the forward line of Fraser, saint-maximin and Wilson, which I was pretty happy with, to be honest, given how Fraser's played lately. So going forward, I thought, brilliant. We look fine. It was defending that was going to be the problem for me. But the game started and, you know, we went on the front foot. We pressed them, and that was good to see because that's what teams have been doing to us recently, pressing us so far deep that we're losing the ball, conceding goals, or free kicks and penalties. And, you know, Man United didn't look comfortable on the ball. Within the first 5 minutes, Harry Maguire was all over the place. I mean, that guy is, honestly, I've seen faster oil tankers turning in the middle of the sea. Honestly, yes, he might be a good distributor of the ball coming out of defence, but my God, when he's pressed, he is so slow. Terrible. Certainly not 80 million quid's worth of defender there for me. But within 7 minutes, we take the lead. Brilliant goal from saint-maximin, cutting across and firing into the far corner. David De Gea had no chance. And we deserved that lead. We deserved the lead from the way we started. And we continued in that vein. And what I was really loving about last night was we weren't sitting back on a 1-0 lead like we've done in the past. Now, yes, there was spells of the first half where Man United had 5 or 10 minutes of good possession, but they didn't really hurt us. I think Fernandes had an opportunity, but he was given offside. And then, honestly, the cry and the whinging to the referee, especially from Fernandes, Ronaldo, was shocking. But, you know, we got on with it. We got on with the job in a fantastic way. We kept our heads up. We pressed. We made sure that we kept our discipline, which was very, very important yesterday. We kept our lines of defending. We were closely knit together, and Man United couldn't find a way through. You know, it was very, very difficult for them to get through. De Gea had a couple of saves to make, but it was straightforward ones, really, weren't there? There weren't anything spectacular. But then, sadly, at the end of the first half, Callum Wilson is tackled by Fred and looks to be quite a serious injury. Not sure if it's his ankle or his foot. I'm sure Newcastle will release that as the day goes on. And unfortunately, he tried to continue, but there was no way that was going to happen. So he was replaced right on half-time by Jacob Murphy, which then saw Alan Saint-Maximin move into the striker position. I wasn't too fussed about that. I thought, we've got a bit of pace up there still, and Saint-Maximin can certainly run it the two centre-backs, Maguire and Varane, because Varane had just come back from a long-term injury. He looked rusty as hell as well. And the two fullbacks for Man United, which aren't their usual fullbacks either. So, going in at half-time 1-0 up, and I'm thinking, wow, we can really get at these, get another goal, and, put them to bed. Because we definitely deserve to be in front. And a lot of pundits, a lot of fans were saying that. And, credit to the lads. Absolute credit. The attitude was right from the start. And then we came out for the second half, and again, Man United had little bits of spells of possession. Fernandes had a shot which was tipped over the bar by Dubravka. I think he made that look a bit more spectacular than it needed to be, but the ball was moving around. He did what he had to do. And then we get what we thought was a second goal. The ball comes into Wilson, but unfortunately, as you can see from the replays, he's coming from an offside position to try and get alongside the defender. Great finish, but unfortunately, ruled out for offside. But it could have been 2-0, and that would have put the game to bed without a shadow of a doubt. Some brilliant work on the left-hand side. Just after that from Alan Saint-Maximin, laying it off to Joe Linton. Joe Linton then nutmegs the defender, goes past him like he's not even there, cuts it back to Saint-Maximin, but unfortunately couldn't get the shot away. And then comes the Man United equaliser, which is very, very disappointing. Hugely disappointing. Manquillo is beaten on the left-hand side. The ball is then pulled across by Dalot. It comes to Cavani. He hits a shot. It's blocked. And, of course, Newcastle United's luck. It bounces straight back to Cavani, and he just taps it into the corner of the net. Really disappointing. But, you know what? We didn't let our heads drop, because I'm sure a lot of people in that ground thought, right, Man United are going to go on and win the game here. But they didn't. We were the side that went back at them. Just after they'd scored, Saint-Maximin had a great run and a shot, which almost beat the goalkeeper. But, we kept going. And then at the end, what can you say? I mean, that was, honestly, limbs were about to go mental in that ground there. Murphy cuts back onto his right foot. Brilliant effort, comes right off the foot of the post. It bounces straight to Miggy, who then looks up, puts a beautiful curling shot towards the top corner, and somehow, that bloody go-go gadget arm guy, De Gea, gets a fingertip to tip it over the bar. Now, the lads were applauded off brilliantly so, and well-deservedly so. They were fantastic to a man last night. When I do the player ratings at the end, certainly it's going to reflect players' performances. The only downside of last night was, of course, losing Wilson and Saint-Maximin. The reports are that Maxi will only be a couple of weeks, but Callum Wilson is pretty much long-term. So I'm not sure whether that's an actual break or not. But like I said earlier, we'll find out hopefully from the club a bit later. Fantastic performance, and it was nice to come out of that ground last night absolutely buzzing, thinking, wow, we've put in a performance here. We've really given Man United a game. Man United, certainly for me, nothing special at all. Their big players just didn't turn up last night. Rashford, awful. Ronaldo, not even in the game. Fernandes, poor. Spent most of the game arguing with the referee. Really, really terrible. Cavani came on and he obviously looked a threat for Man United. Very good player, Cavani. But when you think about it, De Gea was their man of the match. And how many times have you been able to say that the opposition goalkeeper has been man of the match against us? Not for a long time. So that just proved how well we played last night. Absolutely brilliant. So if we move on to the player ratings, Martin Dubravka, I'm going to give him a 6. I don't think he was entirely 100% last night. Stable, to be honest. I think there's a couple of times he came for crosses, and once, especially in the second half, he dropped the ball, which I thought Cavani was just going to float the ball back over his head. Luckily for us, that didn't happen. He wasn't tested a lot, but I'm going down the line with a 6 for him. Now, at right back, Emil Kraft, I thought, had a very good game. No mistakes from him last night. He did what he had to do. His defensive duties, he got forward when he had to as well. So I'm going to give Emil Kraft a 7. On the left-hand side, Manquillo, who I've seen some people say that he wasn't great. But, when a right back goes to left back and does a good job, yeah, he got beat for the goal. That was the only downside of it. But I thought, majority of the game, I thought Manquillo was sound as well. So I'm going to give Manquillo a 6, basically because he was beaten for the goal, and that was the only downside of his performance for me. Moving across the middle, Fabian Schär, yep, solid again. I don't think he was really tested. He didn't have to be tested, to be honest. So middle of the road, 6 for him. Jamal Lascelles again, very solid. I don't think he made any mistakes last night. Yeah, I'd like to see a bit more pace in him and a bit more sort of vocal and pushing the defensive line up that field. But you know what it is? He did all right. He did all right. So I'm going with a 6 for him as well. Now into the midfield, John Joe Shelvey had a fantastic game again. Some of the passing was brilliant. He was getting back, helping out the defenders. He was clearing the ball when he had to. 7 for John Joe Shelvey. Now, the other midfielder was Sean Longstaff as well. Now, the problem is I've got with Sean, he's just a little bit off the pace. He's just a little bit slow into things, and sometimes when you go for 50-50 tackles, you know, he pulls out of them and he's not really 100% committed in there. But listen, effort-wise, I cannot take anything away from Longstaff either last night. I thought he was brilliant for effort. So I'm going to go a 7 for him. And Joe Linton, what can I say about Big Joe? I mean, he just improves game in, game out for under Eddie Howe. He really does, and it's remarkable to watch. It really is. He's playing his heart out. So for me, Joe Linton, he was everywhere on the pitch last night. 9 out of 10. You know, he had a shot in the first half, which just went wide. Had he scored a goal as well, that would have been 10 out of 10 performance. So a 9 for Big Joe. Up front, we got Fraser, who I thought worked his arse off again last night, and you cannot take anything away. Yeah, we've had goes at Ryan Fraser over the time he's been here because he hasn't been fit, but to be honest, he's had a good run of games now. He's looking hungry. Eddie Howe is certainly getting the best out of him again, as we thought he may do, and you know, he played fantastically well last night, and I'm giving Fraser an 8. On the other side, Saint-Maximin, back to his best last night, I thought. You know, there wasn't really many times where he should have released the ball. He got shots away. He caused the Man United defence all sorts of problems last night. He really did. So a solid 8 for Saint-Maximin as well. And Callum Wilson, well, unfortunately, obviously just made it to half-time before he had to go off injured. You know, he worked his arse off while he was on the pitch. He did cause Harry Maguire and Varane a lot of problems throughout that game. But unfortunately, as you say, the Fred tackle was a pretty bad one if you look back on it. Yeah, but I'll give Callum Wilson a 7. Jacob Murphy came on for him and played the second half. I thought Jacob Murphy was brilliant yesterday, causing problems down that left-hand side, of course, cutting in on his right, hitting the post in the dying moments of the game. So I'll give him a 7. Other substitute came on was obviously Dwight Gale as well, and I thought Dwight Gale did okay when he came on. Didn't really have any shots or anything like that, so I'll just give him middle of the road 5. As for the manager, Eddie Howe, you know, what can you say? I mean, when we saw that team sheet last night, we all thought the worst, but obviously he knows what he's doing, and he is getting the absolute best out of these players. There is no doubt about that. He is getting their very, very best out of them. So Eddie Howe, for me, gets an 8. Good team selection. Substitutes he was a bit forced into last night, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Obviously, you know, Miggy came on as well. Sorry, I missed him. Miggy did all right. I thought he backtracked. He had that shot at the end. So I'll give Miggy a 7. I do apologise for missing him out there. But definite 7 for Miggy as well. So yeah, all in all, I'm delighted. Now, the other talking point in the game was obviously Ronaldo's tackle on Ryan Fraser. Now, for me, that's a sending off. He was completely out of control. And I don't think, again, VAR even looked at the bloody thing. So what's the point of us harping on about it? You know, the game's gone now. He should have been sent off. We all know that. But, you know, he wasn't because it's Ronaldo. Simple as that. But yeah, fantastic performance. Absolutely, you know, really looking forward to seeing what happens now. Certainly going into the transfer window. Now, will the Everton game be off on Thursday? I have a feeling it will. We've had a few COVID outbreaks now, and Everton certainly are in the mire with COVID at the minute. So whether both teams can get a team out, only time will tell. Hopefully it's called off in decent amount of time, not like 2 hours before the game when all the Newcastle fans are heading down there. But we certainly should take a lot of confidence from the game, without a doubt. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought of the game. If you have enjoyed the video, guys, as usual, please do hit the like button for me. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. Lots to come on this channel. If you're watching this on Tuesday, obviously 8:30 tonight, we've got the fan forum with me and Dave come on the live show, have your say, take part. Great banter on there as well, so come and take part in it. Let us know what you thought of the Newcastle performance. But that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.